Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is a full album reaction coming your way, and it is featuring the music of the Rolling Stones. The album is Exile on Main Street. Now, just to let you know, man, it is a double album, so we're gonna be here for a while. You know, it's over an hour long. So between that, a few of my quips in the middle, and then a review on the end, we're pushing probably an hour 30, hour 45 minutes. So not for the faint of heart, just letting you know, man. So what we'll do is I want to split this album reaction into 3 videos, just like a normal album reaction. So I'm going to double up sides 1 and 2, and then sides 3 and 4. And then we'll have a review portion, which I might try to attach on the end of side 2 and 3. Or sorry, side 3 and 4 being part 2, video 2. If failing that, I'll try and see. I might have to split it up a little bit further to see if it might make it up on YouTube in those parts. That's the plan. So we'll see how that goes, man. Anyway, this album is a collaboration between 3 gentlemen: John Hampton, Two Beer Pete, and Rhymes with Teeth. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for the recommendation. I know and understand that Exile on Main Street is an essential album for all Rolling Stones fans, and I know that it's one of the greatest albums ever in the history of modern music. So definitely, I've got to definitely do my due diligence and cover it in an album reaction format from beginning to end. So here we are. Here I am. It's taken me a hell of a long time to get my ass in gear to get this done, but here we are. So this is side 1 and side 2 in one shot. I'll take a break, top up my sugarcane rum, which is right here. Cheers, I toast your sparkle. And then we will go on from there on to side or video 2, and then the review. So without further ado, man, let's hit this up. Exile on Main Street, sides 1 and 2. Let's get it. I love the brass. They're extending and expanding their instruments. I'm talking too loud on her. There we go. I had that shit cranked. some piano in there too. Tickling those bastards. I really like the brass section in this. It just, I don't know, opens up the song a little bit, expands it more. I don't recall if I've ever heard such a fast-paced, galloping song from the Stones. Got a sexy sax solo in there. That's a party starter for sure, this song. More sexy sax. Some piano action going on. Shake your hips. Slim Harpo. Shake your hips, baby. Well, you don't know. Don't be no afraid. Just listen to me. That's what I say. Don't move your head. Don't move your hand. Don't move your lips. Just shake your hips. Just shake your hips. Do the hip shake bang. Do the hip shake bang. Shake your hip bang. Shake your hip bang. This sounds really good. Just like the original. better. It's an excellent jam, man. Play that harp real good. I think that's Mick playing. Sense. What does $1 million sad mean? Is it to mean like he's depressed even though he's a millionaire? Money doesn't buy you happiness? That kind of sentiment? Is that what it means? I've never heard that term before. Good tune. So this was around 72. Yeah, they were probably at their very best here, their peak. Would you say? What time period do you think the Stones were at their very best? Let me know. Big hit back in the day. Is this one of your favorite Stones songs? If so, where do you rank it on your list? This song, I'm trying to recall maybe what movie or show I remember seeing it in. I know that it was in a movie of some sort. Let me know if you know it, if you remember. who's playing the sexy sax in this one. Sweet Virginia, featuring the sexy sax. It's a nice showcase of their range, their creative range. Got a country feel to it, incorporating sax, piano, and good harmonies. Who says Mick isn't a good singer? The Stones would not have been as big without Mick's signature voice and delivery. guitar playing on this one too, man. Whoever it is that's doing all of that plucking. Yeah, this is the era of Mick Taylor. I'm drunk. Sorry.
Got a sweet like an angel. Got a peanut girl. Got a sweet like an angel. Up on my wall. Well, she ain't no singer. She ain't no star. But she sure does the good. And she moves so fast. But the gal in danger. Yeah, the gal in chains. But you keep on pushing. Would you take off it? She counting up your minute, counting up your day. She's a sweet black angel, oh, not a sweet black slave. Ten little niggas sitting on the wall. Her brother made a party, party one by one. For a Doesnt murder in the judge's court. Now the judge is gonna judge her for all that he's a worth. When the gal in danger, gal in chains, keep on pushing. Would you do the same? She counting up the minute. She counting up the day. She's a sweet black angel. Not a gun to the teacher. Not a red loving school mom. It's all I'm gonna free her. Free the sweet black slave. Free the sweet black slave. Free the sweet black slave. Free the sweet black slave.
Wow. They're singing about some serious shit in this song. The subject matter is as strong as Gimme Shelter, their anti-war song. Love the harmonica in it.
On the main, on the mountain. Come on up. On the mountain in the valley, with a face full of mud. Yes, I'm fumbling, and I know my car don't start. Yes, I'm stumbling, and I know I play a bad guitar. Give me a little drink from your loving love.
Great piano in this.
One drink, and the bar band runs, yeah. From the main, I walk the hillside in the sweet summer sun. I'm the main that brings you roses when you ain't got none.
Great piano, man.
feel so humble with you tonight, just sitting in front of the fire. See your face standing in the flame, feel your mouth kissing me again. What a beautiful buzz, what a beautiful buzz, what a beautiful buzz, what a beautiful
Oh, listen to that brass. Piano. Good strumming. Good harmonizing. Loving Cup. Excellent. Great song, man. Great song. Got a jazzy, bluesy feel to it. It's slowed down. It's got a little bit of a funk to it. It's got the brass, harmonies, good strumming, piano. Damn. What more do you need? Well, we're halfway through Exile on Main Street. And so far, man, with the exception, I believe, of Tumbling Dice, I believe it's their, well, so far, that's the song that I recognize the most. Maybe they've got more hits to come, but hey, man, let's face it. When you've got a good-ass album, well, I'm assuming the rest of the songs on sides 3 and 4 are just as good as these ones from side 1 and 2. When you've got a really, really good album all the way through, where the songs are all very, very good, you know, you don't really need hits, so to speak. Sure, they help, but, you know, I believe a lot of artists, a lot of classic rock artists, base their success on not really doing anything that's just a big hit maker. It's about a consistent flow. It's about, you know, a good grouping of songs on an album, and a really, really good, solid album. Focus on the good shit, and then by surprise, pleasantly, there might be a hit that emerges out of that. And I think that's probably how the Rolling Stones, correct me if I'm wrong, how they approached their music, especially at this point in their career. If this is around 72, they've put enough hits up there to please whoever needs to be pleased. All the people that has stakes, investments, and all that stuff. Yeah, we need hits, we need hits, we need hits. At this point, they're more their own bosses, and I bet you, without knowing for sure, that they've decided to take more control of the direction of their music and how they put their music together, what they deem as hits and stuff like that. Let me know, because I'm seeing this as a pattern with a lot of very, very successful rock bands. At first, you know, they want to make an impression and they want to come charging out the gates, put a couple of hits out there, make a name for themselves and all that. And then after that, it's just about them and the music that they create. They don't care as much about being because they've already been there. They've already had the hits. They've already been had the lights, the glimmer, and the interviews and all of that sort of thing. And now it's basically back to the essential core of why we're musicians. It's the love of making the music, and we're now making the music that we want. That's the feeling that I'm getting about this album going in. That's the feeling that I'm getting about the timeline, the time period of their career. Because they've, started in 62, so they were already 10 years along. So at that point in time, with all of the successes and everything, comes Exile and Main Street. I think that they don't probably care about producing big hits anymore. It's now about making just really, really good songs. Let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Once I get into the review portion and I read up on it, maybe I'll learn more. Maybe I'll find out that I'm completely wrong and my guesses are off. But that's where you guys come in. You guys are actually the most essential part of my research. When you're talking about reading things, Wikipedia only gives me a shell, and then with your comments and everything, you lead me in a better direction, and then, okay, I can streamline my focus where it comes to my research and all of that. I often get people attack me. Oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Do your damn research. Well, talking to patrons and the subscribers and your feedback, that is my research. That is the core of my focus, right? So that's why I encourage comments, and I read as many comments as I do, and I ask questions, because that's a part of my research. I get attacked for that shit quite a lot because I don't know anything, right? And I'm guesstimating using some common sense and patterns and things like that. But a lot of the times I don't have as much detail, and I can only kind of venture a guess. I would say more than 50% of the time I'm right, though. So, the Rolling Stones. Geez, man. You know what? I can't even remember the last time I did a Rolling Stones reaction. Sad, I know. Don't be yelling don't be yelling through your screen. I can already feel it. I can't even remember the last time I did a Rolling Stones reaction. That is some sad shit, boy, let me tell you. Yeah, but anyway, hey, hopefully this rectifies that, and I'll be doing a little bit more down the road. I gotta get on the train of doing a little bit more, get back into my Unholy Trinity, and doing a little bit more of the progressive, the southern rock, that sort of thing. So I'm switching it up a little bit, scaling the Led Zeppelin factor back just by a little bit. Yes, I know I've pissed off a few patrons. They've left already. Oh, you're not doing enough Led Zeppelin. You've slowed down. Enough of that nonsense. Just leave if you want to leave. But yeah, man, there's just so much more to explore where it comes to the classic rock and this time period that we're in. 72, Exile, and Main Street. Yeah, man, these great formative albums around this time period, gotta look at them all, I want to get back into a little bit more some of the classic metal too, the Sabbath, the Maidens, and the Judas Priest. Gotta hit up some of that shit too, man. So listening to this album is kind of like telling me that, yes, I gotta switch things up and focus in other directions. It's shameful that I can't even remember the last time I did a Rolling Stone reaction. That's my point. So, plus, I'm drunk. You can tell, right? You guys know me by now. So, let's do this, man. Let's call this the end of video number 1, side 1 and side 2. I'll take a break. I'll top up my sugarcane rum. It's really strong. I've got to dilute it a little bit. I can barely even speak. And then I'll come back and we'll hit up part 2, which is sides 3 and 4, and then a review, man. Looking forward to hitting up these next parts. I've got a day off, so I just need a bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Okay, see you in side 2, part 2. Okay, everybody, we're back, man. We are hitting up Exile and Main Street, Rolling Stones. And we did side 1 and side 2 being video 1. Now let's hit up video 2. That's sides 3 and 4, man. And then we'll do a review after that. Really digging it so far. Love their sound. Their musicianship is on point. Their harmonies is on point. I love the whole array of instruments that they're using. The sexy sax, the brass in there, the piano, the harmonica. It's all good, man. I'm digging it all. So, without further ado, let's get into what I'm calling video number 2. Let's get it. Is that Keith singing lead? I'm assuming that's Keith singing lead. His voice complements Mick's voice very well when it comes to harmonizing.
Yeah.
love that, stretching out the song with those instrumentals. That was excellent. That was a really good jam. You know they could stretch that shit out, especially in a concert environment. Take Rain those bastards. Nicky Hopkins. That's who the piano player is. Also played with the Beatles. Serious piano action in this song. These guys were in the zone back then, this time period. short. Short but sweet. I think it was just like one verse that song had.
Who's that woman on the arm? All dressed up to do you harm. And I'm here to watch you do. Give her just about a month or two. Just about a month or two. Get off more than I can chew. And I knew, yeah, I knew all it was a leading to. Some things that I can't refuse. I can't refuse. One of them, the bedroom She'll never ride on time. I can't resist upon a line. But take the shine right off your shoe. Yeah, right off your shoe. Carrying the bedroom
Listen to those harmonies. Listen to that brass. Sounds sweet, man.
I ain't in love.
Hey, yo. Let's pause for a super quick sec. I'll be right back, okay? Give me a sec. Okay, y'all, we're back, man. Sorry about that interruption. All right, let's continue. We're into side 4, the final side. Let's get it. Sounds like they've got a dozen musicians in that studio with them, all in the zone. All down the line. It's a good jam.
Every time I'm walking all down the street, some pretty mama stop breaking down on me, stop breaking down.
Johnson.
You Saturday night women now, you're just April clown. You don't do nothing but tear my reputation down. Stop breaking down. Mama, please stop breaking down. Stuff is gonna burst your brain now, baby. Yeah, it's gonna make you lose your mind. All right.
He's dangerous with that harp. And the guitars.
My baby, 99 degrees. That mama got a pistol later. Down on me, stop breaking down. Baby, please stop breaking down. Stuff is gonna bust your brain now, baby. Yeah, it's gonna make you lose your mind. Every time I'm walking all down the street, some pretty woman stop breaking down on me, stop breaking down. Mama, please stop breaking down. Shit's gonna burst your brain out, baby. I tell you, I'm gonna make you lose your mind.
The guitars are great on this song, man. Everybody's great in this. That piano is ever present, isn't it? That was nice. It's a great cover of the Robert Johnson original. Harp was excellent. The guitars, fantastic.
So you stretched out in room 1009 with a smile on your face and a tear in your eye. Oh, come see, get a line on you, my sweet honey love. Jangling down the street, making the door out every woman that you meet. Could I say, get a high on you, my sweet honey love. Need a good Lord, shine a light on you. Give her a song, you feel her with you.
a nice ballad. So, devotional. That was nice. Sweet devotional. I think I've heard this song before. The Soul Survivor Party. This lady's got him just totally wrapped. She's giving him so many lefts, he's praying for a right. there you have it, folks. That concludes the Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. One of the greatest albums ever in the history of modern music and classic rock. A double album at that. You know, double albums are a hit and miss. And all across the board, I'm talking just music in general. When you're doing double albums, you're taking a chance, you know, keeping the interest and things of that sort. And there's a lot more things to pinpoint and to take you to task on and stuff like that. So you take a risk when you're putting out a double album, that's for sure. I definitely know that. But yeah, man, this definitely did not miss a beat. This entire album, from beginning to end, all the songs are well placed. I wouldn't skip a single one. Excellent album. In my mind, it's a 5 out of 5, for sure. So, let's call this the end of side 2, or video 2, end of side 4. And we'll go into the review and go from there, man. So, see you in a quick sec. Hang on. Okay, y'all, let's do a little review here, man, of this excellent album. Great songs, great writing, great musicianship. Covered 2 Robert Johnson songs, man. You know, Little Harpo Slim, holy cow. It's just got all kinds of really, really good stuff mixed in. And how many songs were there? 20? Fantastic, man. Great, great double album. I'm sure it ranks up there in the top 5 probably of best double albums ever. So let's do a little review here, man, of the Rolling Stones. Excuse me, y'all. I drank too much damn sugar cane rum. Exile on Main Street. Exile on Main Street is a studio album by English rock band Rolling Stones. It was released as the band's first double album on the 12th of May in '72 by Rolling Stones Records, and was the band's 10th studio album released in the UK, as well as their 12th American album. Recording for the album began in '69 in England during sessions for Sticky Fingers, and continued in the summer of '71 at a rented villa in the south of France named Nelcote, while the band lived abroad as tax exiles. Yeah, man, seems so many of the bands, the British bands, had to live abroad for a long, long time. A collage of various images, the album's artwork, according to frontman Mick Jagger, reflects the Rolling Stones as runaway outlets using the blues as its weapon against the world, showcasing feeling of joyful isolation, grinning in the face of a scary and unknown future. Working with a mobile recording studio, the loose and unrecognized Nelcote Studios went on for hours into the night, with personnel varying greatly from day to day. The recording was completed with overdub sessions at LA's Sunset Sound and included additional musicians such as pianist Nicky Hopkins, saxophonist Bobby Keys, drummer Jimmy Miller, and horn player Jim Price. The resulting music was rooted in blues, rock and roll, swing, country, and gospel, while the lyrics explored themes related to hedonism, sex, and time. I'd say hedonism. I know I've heard some people pronounce it as hedonism. These newly recorded tracks were combined with some tracks recorded at earlier sessions from '69 to '71, resulting in the Stones' first double album. Exile on Main Street contains frequently performed concert staples and was a #1 charting album in 6 countries, including the UK, US, and Canada. It spawned the hit songs Happy, a rare song that featured Keith Richards on lead vocals, right, it was Keith, country music ballad Sweet Virginia, and worldwide top 10 Tumbling Dice. A remastered and expanded version of the album was released in 2010, featuring a bonus disc with 10 new tracks. Unusual for a re-release, it also charted highly at the time of its release, reaching number 1 in the UK and number 2 in the US on the album charts. Yeah, man, this information here is a lot of info. The album was originally met with mixed reviews before a positive critical assessment during the 70s. It's since been viewed by many critics as the Rolling Stones' best work and a culmination of a string of the band's highly critically successful albums, following the release of Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, and Sticky Fingers. Rolling Stone has ranked Exile and Main Street number 7 on its list of the 500 greatest albums of all time in 2003 and 12, and dropping it to number 14 in the 2020 edition. The highest Rolling Stones album ranked on the list. In 2012, the album was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame, the band's 4th album to be inducted. What a great accomplishment, man. Holy. Release and reception. Quote, Mick Jagger, quote, Mick says, quote, "This new album is fucking mad. There's so many different tracks. It's very rock and roll, you know. I didn't want it to be like that. I'm the more experimental person in the group, you see, and I like to experiment. Not go over the same thing over and over. Since I've left England, I've had this thing I've wanted to do. I'm not against rock and roll, but I really want to experiment. The new album's very rock and roll, and it's good. I mean, I'm very bored with rock and roll, though. The revival. Everyone knows what their roots are, but you've got to explore everywhere. You've got to explore the sky, too." Mick Jagger, 1972. After the release of Exile on Main Street, Alan Klein sued the Rolling Stones, for breach of settlement because 5 songs of the album were composed while Jagger and Richards were under contract with his company ABKCO. ABKCO acquired publishing rights to the songs, giving it a share of royalties from Exile on Main Street, and was able to release another album of Rolling Stone songs, More Hot Rocks, Big Hits and Face Cookies. Exile on Main Street was not well received by some contemporary critics who found the quality of the songs inconsistent. Reviewing in July of '72 for Rolling Stone, Lenny Kaye said, "The record has a tight focus on basic components of the Stones sound as we've always known it, including blues-based rock music with a pervading feeling of blackness. However," he added, "that the uneven quality of songs means the great Stones album of their mature period is yet to come." Unquote. Interesting. Do you agree with him? Let me know. Legacy and reappraisal. Critics later reassessed Exile on Main Street favorably, and by the late 70s, it had become viewed as the Rolling Stones' greatest album. It's funny how that always seems to play out. In retrospect, Janowitz called it the greatest, most soulful rock and roll record ever made because it seamlessly distills perhaps all the essential elements of rock and roll up to '71, if not beyond. He added that it is the single greatest rock and roll record of all time, distinguished from other contending albums by the Beatles or Pet Sounds, which are more so brilliant pop records. On the response to the album, Richard said, quote, "When Exile came out, it didn't sell particularly well at the beginning, and it was also pretty much universally panned. But within a few years, the people who had written the reviews saying it was a piece of crap were extolling it as the best frigging album in the world." In 2003, Jagger said, quote, "Exile is not one of my favorite albums, although I think the record does have a particular feeling. I'm not too sure how great the songs are, but put together, it's a nice piece. However, when I listen to Exile, it has some of the worst mixes I've ever heard. I'd love to remix the record, not just because of the vocals, but because generally I think it sounds lousy. At the time, Jimmy Miller was not functioning properly. I had to finish the whole record myself, because otherwise there were just these drunks and junkies. Of course, I'm ultimately responsible for it, but it's really not good, and there's no concerted effort or intention." Unquote. Jagger also stated that he did not understand the praise among Rolling Stones fans because the album did not yield many hits. Of the 18 tracks on the album, only Tumbling Dice, Happy, and All Down the Line got heavy rotation at concerts. Richards also said, quote, Exile was a double album, and because it's a double album, you're going to be hitting different areas, including D for Down, and the Stones really felt like Exiles. We didn't start off intending to make a double album. We just went down to the south of France to make an album, and by the time we had finished, we said, we want to put it all out. The point is that the Stones had reached a point where we no longer had to do what we were told to do. Around the time Andrew Oldham left us, we'd done our time. Things were changing, and I was no longer interested in hitting number one in the charts every time. What I want to do is good shit. If it's good, they'll get it sometime down the road. Unquote. If it's good, they'll get it sometime down the road. He was very, very wise about that. You know, he really understood making music and how music appeals to the mass and the market, and he was looking into the future. Delayed gratification, if you will. And again, yeah, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, what I was guesstimating earlier, that at this point in their career, they weren't so concerned about putting hits together and pleasing all of the sharks in the industry so that they can get their piece of the pie. They were now focused on just being a good band for the love and for the sake of making good music, and they wanted to put out something good, pleasing to themselves first. And then with what Keith said here, he was quite sure that people would warm to it later on, and he was right. Wow. Yeah, man, this write-up here for this album is just vast. I could be reading all morning. And accolades, basically, it's just covering all of the rankings and all of the acclaim that the album has acquired. Number 3 in its list of the 100 greatest British albums ever. And it just keeps going on and on with all of these really, really excellent, where it's positioned among charts and all of these polls and stuff. I'm not going to read it all, man. It's just way too much reading. Yeah, it's made all the lists, the 1,000 albums you must hear before you die, Rolling Stones, the 500 greatest rock and metal albums of all time, and ranked number 286. Yeah, man. It was certified by the RIAA and the National Association of Recording Merchandisers. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame placed the album number 6 on the definitive 200 list of albums that every music lover should own. Yeah, it just keeps going on and on. I'm going to stop reading right now, man. That is this list here of accolades and accomplishments for this album is just, it just keeps going. Well, man, there you go. You know, you go through something with the intention of just making a quality record, and many, many decades later, here you are, you know. And Keith had really, really good vision in regards to saying, yeah, let's do something good now, because I know that later on, people are going to get it later. And he was absolutely right. Great album, man. Excellent album. And gentlemen, thank you very much for this recommendation. John Hampton, To Beer Pete and Rhymes with Teeth. This was an excellent, excellent album. Absolutely have to put it on my playlist. It's one of those things that I would, on a nice Sunday afternoon, sunny, sit on my porch, rocking chair, sugarcane rum, and listen to the whole thing, you know? That's definitely something that I would do. That's usually what my Sundays are reserved for. All right, man. So that concludes my look at Exile on Main Street and the Stones. Got to do more Stones down the road for sure. Let me just take a look at my notes here before I bounce, man. Where are we? This is Monday. I didn't get a chance to get to some of the stuff I wanted to for the weekend, particularly my Led Zeppelin 4 studio album reaction. I'll hit that up sometime along the week. But at the same time, too, I know that there is a Led Zeppelin live reaction coming up. I think that's Mike's. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a Dazed challenge. You know, Dazed and Confused being my favorite Zeppelin song performed live. So, you know, it's kind of out there. If you think that you've got a rendition of Dazed and Confused that's just as good or better than the Song Remains the Same version, send it my way. What else do I have? I'm going to do, speaking of Two Beer Pete, he sent me a link for Black Sabbath, The Last Supper. It's a 1999 reunion concert. The whole concert, plus I believe that there's interview segments in there. It's a long one. It's going to be definitely like a 2.5 hour reaction and review for that. So I'll hit that up tomorrow. And tomorrow I should have enough time to also take care of maybe a quad. I got some quads loaded for Jeffrey, Don, Randy, Mike. So that's going to be coming up this week as well. There was something else I was going to mention. I can't remember. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There are documentaries that I really want to get to. And I'm kind of like in this mode of doing documentaries. I go through this stage where, you know, okay, it's concept albums, it's progressive rock, it's southern rock, and I go through these motions and I go through these moods. And right now I'm in the mode of doing interviews and documentaries, rockumentaries, and stuff like that. The kids are all right. I just did that. So I'm going to do The Last Supper for Black Sabbath. Going to get back on my Unholy Trinity reactions. Marco sent me some stuff and I want to get on that. And as well, too, I want to also get back into some Southern rock stuff. Akachita sent me some Southern rock and some progressive and psychedelic. So that's basically what I want to do. But right now, I'm in that great mode of doing lots of rockumentaries. There's a Ginger Baker one I want to get to. And there's also the Whiskey a Go-Go. I believe that's a Led Zeppelin. And there's a couple others. It's like, oh yeah, 20 Feet from Stardom. Got to do that one, and a couple more. I'll just keep sending that shit. You know, I'll make time for it. I like documentaries. I love rockumentaries. So yeah, man, whatever it is that you feel that would be really, really educational for me and also for other people, send it my way. I'll check it out. All right, y'all. That is my review of Exile on Main Street. Fantastic album all the way through from beginning to end. I'm definitely going to get back on doing a little bit more Stones down the road. So thanks very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a little long. And sorry, I'm a little bit on the... okay, I'm drunk. Fuck it, I'm drunk. But I'll I'll tone down on my sugarcane rum. I'm not doing very good with my New Year's resolution, so I gotta chill back on that. So there was something else I was gonna mention. I can't remember, man. Something else. I'm gonna remember as soon as I shut off the camera. But all the same, look for probably The Last Supper tomorrow. And maybe I'll have enough time to squeeze in some reactions. Yeah, that's what I was going to say on this platform. But on the Beyond platform, I also have a couple of things coming up. I know there's another Radiohead. I did Kid A Radiohead album. That was really, really well received. And I know I've got a Tool reaction coming up. So check out the Beyond platform. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Anyways, you guys have yourselves a good one. Take care. I'm going to go sober up, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.